Christmas and New Year are coming. Happy sparkling season. Let's talk fizz. Hello, I'm Libby Brodie, certified wine consultant and columnist, and I'm here for the wine curious to help you drink that little bit better. So Christmas and New Year's Eve are coming, and traditionally everyone loves a bottle of bubbles for these occasions. So let's talk about sparkling wine. Now, sparkling wine is generally made in two ways. You've got the traditional method and you've got the tank method. There are other methods out there, the Asti method, carbonation method, literally like a soda streamer. But we're going to be talking about traditional method today because that is how champagne is made. And come on, champagne is iconic. So when any wine is made, what happens is the yeast takes the sugar of the grape juice, eats it, and produces alcohol and CO2. In still wines, they just let that CO2 go. Now, to make sparkling wine, they add more yeast to a still wine, and they just don't let that gas go anywhere, and that's what gives it its beautiful bubbles. So, traditional method is when that second fermentation happens within the bottle. So, you've got your still wine, they've added more yeast in there, it's creating more alcohol, it's creating those bubbles, and they just clamp down and stopper it. So it's all happening in the bottle. So when the yeast have finished converting it into alcohol, they die. They've got nothing else to live on and they're dead. And that's what we call lees. And when you hear that a wine has been aged on the lees, it means that they've allowed those dead yeast cells to sit in the wine for a while. And that's what gives champagne and other traditional method sparklings those sort of yeasty, brioche, nutty, shortbread, pastry kind of notes. Delicious yeast. So then the bottle is turned slowly upside down in a process called riddling and just turned very gently, either by hand or now by machine. And all of those yeast cells go into the top of the bottle, the neck of the bottle, where it's frozen and eventually popped off, and they fill up the bottle with a little bit of dosage, which is essentially a bit more wine, a bit more grape juice, pop the cork in, and that is how we get a sparkling wine. Now, champagne is traditionally made from three main varietals. It can either be one of them or a combination of two or three of these. You've got the black grapes, Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier, and you've got the white grape, Chardonnay. And champagne has to be aged on the lees for a minimum of 15 months, but often big houses like Ruinart here, they are the first and oldest champagne house in existence. They will age their wines for a lot longer. So it's kind of expensive because you've got the riddling process, it takes a lot more time, and you've got storage, which is also expensive. And that is why champagne and other traditional methods have more of an expensive price point than tank method wines, which we will be coming on to at another episode. However, a top tip when buying champagne, because it can be expensive, is to look for own label brands. This one here is Tesco's Finest Own Label. These are often made by wonderful premium producers, but they're slightly more affordable because they're making it for that supermarket, and it's obviously got the Tesco label on it rather than the original producers. And you can also look at Crémant. So Crémant is also a traditional method. Again, made in France. There are 8 different regions that make Crémant. And this one of my absolute favourites, is Crémant de Bourgogne. And that means it's from Burgundy. And in Burgundy, they allow the planting of Chardonnay. So essentially, it's the champagne grape made right next door to Champagne in Burgundy, made in the traditional method. Crémant has to be aged for only 9 months on the lees. But again, you get these wonderful toasty, nutty, brioche flavours coming through. And because it's not called champagne, it's generally a more affordable price point. However, let's move away from France and take a look at some other traditional method wines. For example, Cava from Spain. Now, Cava had quite a bad reputation in the 80s, 90s. They were making a lot of maybe slightly less good produce, but they've got a lot of regulations that have come in recently, and they're doing incredible things over there. Codorniu, you'd probably see all over supermarkets here. Really excellent premium brand, and it's made, again, traditional method, but with a variety of grapes. So you can have Chardonnay, as from Champagne, but also you'll have beautiful indigenous varietals like Xarel·lo. That's a very common one found in Cava. And these are stunning wines. I love Cava. They're very food friendly, absolutely delicious. Isn't this a beautiful bottle as well? And of course, you could look New World, again, an affordable option. And again, one you will definitely have seen in the supermarkets everywhere is Graham Beck. And this is from South Africa, where they call it Cap Classique. Again, traditional method. Again, a different range of grapes. And again, absolutely delicious. I'll also add, to be patriotic, that English wine is fantastic. It can be a bit more expensive because we are a smaller industry, a smaller island, and it's all a bit more bespoke. But these are, again, mainly traditional method wines, and they're absolutely beautiful. We have over 800 vineyards in the UK right now, so it's worth giving them a try. And with all sparklings, you want to serve them really chilled between 6 to 8 degrees. So enjoy, chill these down, pop them all open, and have a fantastic and very merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'm Libby Brodie, certified wine consultant and columnist, and I am here for the wine curious. And I would love to know, what is your favourite sparkling wine? Please let me know in the comments below. And if you have any other questions, let me know that as well. If you enjoyed this video and you want to hear more, click like and subscribe. Cheers and Merry Christmas.